All right, here we go. Just give me one moment, everyone. All right, we're almost there. The computer is still working a little bit slow. All right, everyone, welcome to the 187 District Court. We're starting in the afternoon as opposed to the morning because I had to present at a criminal law CLE for a legislative update. V340U. If you could find a place and be stationary, please. So everyone, you're in the 187 District Court. Today is Friday. It's Friday afternoon. Usually people will want to be done before the afternoon, but we're here, but it's still a Friday. Let's not turn this Friday afternoon into a Monday. All right, these are the rules. You're in a courtroom, no matter where you may be. So everyone needs to behave as though they're in a courtroom, which means no laying down in beds. No, if you are at work, you need to find a stationary place and make sure you are somewhere where it is not loud. To all the inmates, you're not allowed to use the chat box. If you use the chat box, you'll be sent back, and you're not allowed to look up any type of internet service or anything. I'm going to open breakout rooms. When I open the breakout rooms, it's going to invite everyone to go to a breakout room. Do not go to a breakout room unless I specifically call your name and assign you to a room. To those who are accused, your attorneys are going to want to go to that breakout room first and discuss things with the state. When they want you in the breakout room, they will specifically ask for you and you will be moved to a breakout room. Attorneys, if you have a plea bargaining agreement, no matter how small that agreement is, you need to put it in the chat box to the court coordinator. She's listed as Ferguson coordinator. Please do not contact her for resets, continuances. I'm the only person who can give that to you. Mr. Sanchez, my motto, if you're going to wear a mask, wear it correctly. It's not a chin strap. It should be over your mouth and nose. Attorneys, please treat the breakout rooms as the doctor's office. When you go to a breakout room at the doctor's and they send you to the back, you're really just there to get your weight and blood pressure checked. Prosecutors have the ability to move throughout the breakout rooms. If you leave a breakout room, they're going to see that that breakout room is empty, and they will skip over you and go to the next room. So attorneys, this is the order in which you'll appear. Attorneys, if you don't hear your name, please let me know. And to all those who are accused, your attorney's name will be called. Your name will not be called. If you don't hear your attorney's name, it's because they're Zooming in another courtroom or had to be in person in another courtroom. But be patient. Your attorney will be here. Ernest Acevedo, Derek Edmonds, Shannon Locke, Melissa Christian, and James Myrick, and Kenneth Baker is Zooming in now. Is there any attorney's name that I've missed? All right.
Sorry,
Ernest,
did you say Eric Hernandez? I didn't hear my name.
oh, sorry, Eric Hernandez. Thank you. Anyone else that I've missed?
Your Honor, I didn't hear Jonathan Watkins.
Oh, he's probably Zooming in another courtroom,
Yes,
but
ma'am.
he'll be here shortly.
Yes, ma'am. Sorry.
Right. No problem. So to everyone, if you didn't hear your attorney's name, they're probably Zooming in another courtroom, or either they had to appear in person, but they will get here and have a chance to speak with you. Ernest Acevedo, who do you have?
Jonathan Cruz Garcia.
Criminal Trial Division or Family Violence?
Criminal Trial Division.
All right. And to attorneys, when I call your name, I'll need your client's name, and I need to know if it's criminal trial division or family violence. I'll assign you to number 2. And attorneys, if you have the ability or know how to change your name to your client's name while keeping your name up with them as designated as criminal trial division or family violence, I would appreciate it. Melissa Christian.
Yes, Judge. Good morning, good afternoon, sorry. Mario Guerra. I'm here on Mr. Guerra.
Criminal trial division or family violence?
Family violence, Your Honor.
And are you wearing a pin today for me?
I am. I don't know if you can see it. There it is.
Oh, I like. Thank you very much.
You're
I
very
don't
welcome.
recognize you when you don't have your pins on,
I
because
understand.
that's how I know you. I'm going to send you to number 3.
Yes, ma'am.
Derek Edmonds.
Good afternoon, Judge.
All right, I'll send you to number 4. Thank you so much for changing your name.
Thank you. You're welcome.
Shannon Locke.
Otis Toussaint, Your Honor, family violence.
I'll send you to number 5. Thank you so much for changing your name.
Thank you, Your Honor.
James Myrick.
Family violence, Paul Hernandez. This was a plea that we need to finish up.
Do you have your paperwork?
I signed my end. DA signed their end. We were waiting for the defendant to receive the email on his end, and he didn't receive the email, or we need to get that done.
Was his email address given?
It was, but it was a bad email, and I have the good email now that I verified and it works. So we just need to
You need
give
to
him
put
that.
that in the chat box to the state.
I'm sorry to interrupt, Judge. I just texted to Joe Ray and to David. I don't know who was doing the paperwork.
I'll send it. I didn't know it was a bad email.
Okay, well, we'll just resend that, and then I'll just need a breakout room with the defendant, and we can get this done.
Number 6.
Thank you.
Kenneth Baker.
Yeah, good afternoon, Judge. I've got Rudy Arsey, he's CTD.
All right, I'll see you number 7. Thank you so much for changing your name.
Of course, Judge.
That's not what I want to do. All right, Kenneth Baker. Okay, Eric Hernandez. You have Mr. McGarry. I'll see you to breakout room number 8.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Patrick Lummis, I'll send you to number 9.
Sorry, Judge. I was trying to contact Dorothy for you.
No problem. I sent you to breakout room number 9. So when she comes in, you can go to that breakout room. Cornelius Cox.
Good afternoon, Judge.
Good afternoon. Who do you have?
Rogelio Sanchez.
All right, I'll send you to number 10.
Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome. All right, any of the attorney whose name has not been called and if you've not been assigned to a breakout room. All right, everyone, then give us a moment. And Rebecca, I'm signing the paperwork that you sent me, so it's coming through shortly.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Judge, what number was Ernie in?
I'm sorry, which person?
Ernie Acevedo?
He's in number 2.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Rebecca,
Yes, ma'am.
on cause number 2017 CR 120588, I need to know, is this restitution? Because they're asking to extend for 3 years. And I think we should start off with an extension of just 6 months to see where we are with her budget.
Okay, let me look at it.
All right. Thank you.
Judge, I'd like to go into a breakout room with my client when we can, assuming she's
I'm
logged on
sorry.
already.
What is your client's name?
It is Ms. Cothern, Cotharn, Eugenia,
All right. And is it criminal child division or family violence?
criminal trial division.
All right.
No, I'm sorry, family violence. This is family violence. I apologize, Joe Ray.
No problem. I'm going to send you to breakout room number 11 with your client.
Okay,
Ms.
we'll be doing
Cothern.
paperwork, Judge, and then I think we'll be ready for the plea.
All right. Thank you. Ms. Cothon, if you can go to 11. All right. Ernest Acevedo, you're back.
I am back, Judge. I wasn't sure exactly what this setting was for. We were here just a couple of weeks ago. He has a very serious case that's on the trial docket that Tom and I have been working on.
Let me see why it was set, and I'll
He has
be
some
able
more
to tell
minor
you.
cases on the docket that are not the priority for him at this point, are the DA's office.
Let me see just 1 second. Yes. Okay. I know why we're here. Can I see you both in a breakout room, please?
Sure.
Breakout room. I'll just meet you all back in breakout room number 2. And Norman, could you join me in breakout room number 2, please?
Hey Meredith, is Rudy Arsey's attorney here?
Yeah, so you're not a co-host, I can move you in there.
Please, ma'am.
Mr. Garcia, I'm going to send you to breakout room number 2 to speak with your attorney. After you finish speaking with your attorney, please come back to the main room.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. Everyone, just give me one moment to check my paper. To the clerks, there should be plea paperwork coming back on Mr. Hernandez.
This is James, attorney for him. He signed the felony plea packet. He did not see the consent and probation application packet. I don't know why, but that's where we are.
All right. If you go to breakout room number 1, we will discover where that is.
Judge, I sent you a chat.
All right, thank you. All right, thanks, Rebecca.
Yes, ma'am.
Can you send that back to me for an extension of 3 months then? Or where I can write in the amount of extension time?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, Matt Stohansky, who do you have?
Ralph Patagone. Case number?
No, I just needed the name. All right, I'm going to send you to breakout room number 12. All right, Jonathan Watkins, who do you have?
Good afternoon, Judge, and I apologize. I have Mr. Obed Yurdiales, and I've been conferring with Mr. Sanders on that matter.
Sure. But nobody's late. We're here from 9 to 5. All right, I'm going to send you to lucky breakout room number 13. That has been a lucky breakout room here.
Thank you, Judge. I'm hoping for some good luck this afternoon.
All right. Okay, I'm just going to go in order. Melissa Christian.
Your Honor, yes, I also sent you a chat about this, but we have conferred with Mr. David Martin, and I have filed a specific, pretty narrow and specific motion for discovery that he is not in a position to address at this moment. He's going to be able to pull the file on Monday and get back to me with what the state has and what the state doesn't have, so we can move forward from there. So if you wanted to give us a short reset or whatever you wanted, but Mr. Martin and I have been conferring, and we will continue to confer.
Okay, and Miss Christian, what's in the chat? I believe that I signed that. Let me check with the clerks before you leave to make sure it's been done. Just give me a moment.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
Miss Christian?
Yes, Your Honor.
Before I give you a reset, I'm going to send you into a breakout room with the clerk so we can find your motion.
Okay.
Because I know at first there was a request from you on that motion and then it changed. So if you could go to breakout room number 3,
okay,
the clerks will meet you there so I can make sure I have the motion.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. And Norma, can you let them know that Mr. Garcia 14P can go back?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, Derek Edmonds.
Good afternoon, Judge. I spoke with David Martin. At the last setting, we were waiting on some CPS records to be copied for me as an order you previously signed. I went by the 5th floor district attorney's office to try and pick them up this morning prior to the court date. They were not ready, but I got a text message from the advocate saying they are ready now. So they copied them this afternoon.
Okay.
So my intention is to go by next week and pick those records up. They'll probably need a week or two to review them. I don't know how lengthy they are at this point, Judge.
All right, Norma. On this case on Dyer, give them a 30-day reset. And Mr. Edmonds, I'm going to note on the docket sheet that you're telling the court the records are in existence. You just have to pick them up.
Right, they were copied today. And I got a text message from 2 different advocates saying that they are ready to be picked up, but they weren't ready. They're ready today, this afternoon. And Mr. Dyer's in my office with me, Judge, if you need to see him.
Okay, well, you're an officer of the court. I'll take your word that he's in the office with you. Okay. Norma, on Mr. Dyer, can we have a 30-day reset?
Yes, ma'am. I can do the 24th. Judge.
All right, so we're going to come back on September 24th.
Okay.
And at that time, if this is the only discovery issues that are outstanding, where did Mr. Edmonds go?
Right here, Judge.
Oh, sorry. You move. You know what? When people come on the screen, their boxes move. So I was looking at you to my right, and now you were centered, and now you're to my left. So what we'll do is when we come back on that date, I will give you a plea deadline date.
Okay.
All right. Then you and your client are excused.
All right, Judge. Thank you. Have a great weekend.
You're welcome. You too. Bye-bye. Have a great Friday.
You as well.
Kenneth Baker.
Yes, Judge. Can I be put in a breakout room with Mr. Arsey, my client? I've already conferred with the state.
All right, thank you. Mr. Arsey, I'm going to send you to breakout room number 6 to speak with your client. I'm sorry, with your attorney. Patrick Lamas.
Good afternoon, Your Honor. I did confer with the prosecutor yesterday regarding additional discovery. They did provide me with some new Coban video. But
well, first, where's your client?
I was getting to that part, Your Honor. That's why you called us.
We should probably lead with that.
Yes, Your Honor. You called us here for me to get a hold of my client. I haven't had contact with her today. I talked to her yesterday morning. My contact yesterday afternoon was with her sister, and today I haven't been able to get a hold of anyone.
What is your client's cause number, please?
One moment, Your Honor. The number I have is a NITMAG number. Let me see if I can get you the actual.
Judge, it's 2021 5217.
2021 what?
5217.
All right, to the clerks, could I have file 2021 CR 5217, please? Thank you. You can take this one back. All right, so we're going to go on the record on your case, Mr. Lamas. Is there a prosecutor available?
Sure, Judge.
All right, the court is calling 2021 CR 5217, State of Texas versus Dorothy Preciado. Can I have parties announced for the record for the state?
Joe Garcia.
For the defense?
Patrick Lamas.
We're proceeding by video. Any objection from the state?
No, Your Honor.
Any objection from the defense?
No, Your Honor.
This case was called yesterday. The defendant was a no-show. That hearing that was scheduled yesterday was scheduled at 9 a.m. As of 4:06 p.m. yesterday, the defendant did not appear. The court gave the defense attorney till the afternoon to have his client appear. We are now here. This hearing was scheduled at 1:30 p.m. It is now 2:06 p.m. The defendant has not appeared on the Zoom screen. Deputy Laura, has there been a Dorothy Preciado in the courtroom at all this afternoon? Or Deputy Mejia?
Sorry, Judge, we were on mute. There's nobody out in the hallway. She's not here.
All right. Defense, have you had any contact with your client?
I have, Your Honor. I had contact yesterday morning. She was aware of the hearing yesterday. She did inform me that the phone that she has is her mother's, which she was given by the government, and it doesn't allow her to download Zoom on there. And so I talked to her about multiple ways to try to attempt to get onto Zoom. But since that conversation yesterday morning, I haven't had any direct contact with her. I do know that she is, I don't know the extent of them, but I do know she is battling some medical issues. I was given some of her prescriptions, but the underlying disease, I don't know. And I don't want to mislead the court, but I do know that she has been having medical issues all this year.
All right, just give me a moment. Okay. All right. What are the medical issues? Do you know of the medical issues? And when I say you know, I mean that you personally know, not what your client has told you.
I understand, Your Honor. From what I know for sure, I know she is on a catheter. I did get some of that information. I got some text messages with medical records on it from her sister yesterday, showing that she is on multiple medications and she is currently on a catheter. But other than that, I'm not too sure. It's been difficult for me to get the medical records. I've been in communication mainly with my client's sister, Martha, about getting some records. But so far, the only things I've been able to get are discharge papers from the hospital, but they don't say what the underlying condition is.
And did your client give you any indication of why she didn't physically appear in court if she's not unable to appear by Zoom?
Yes, Your Honor, we did discuss that. Part of it was because of her medical condition, but most of it seemed to be that she doesn't really have a mode of transportation. She relies heavily on her family, her sister and her mother. Her sister is the one that primarily helps her with getting on Zoom with her phone, but unfortunately, she was unable to do it this week because she was at work and she wasn't able to take off the time for work. But in terms of mode of transportation, she relies again on her sister. Her mother doesn't really have a transportation either, but she does have a phone that she can call out of.
Okay, and well, I can tell you, I'm not taking this theft $2,500 to $30,000 of a vehicle as true, but that's what she's charged with. So
yes,
I'm assuming there has to be some movement on her part. State, do you have any objection to the court giving the defendant until Monday to appear?
No, Your Honor.
All right, then this is what the court is going to do. I'm going to give your client until Monday to appear. She is either going to appear on this Zoom or either she's going to appear in court. And she needs to be here at 9 a.m. Norma, I forgot to ask you, you're in charge of the court's calendar. Is Monday a good date?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, so she is to appear Monday at 9 a.m. No excuses. She will have all of this weekend and today to plan on how she's either going to be in court or either she is going to be by Zoom.
And Your Honor, may I ask, can I get a copy of the Zoom link so I can relay it to her in case she can get on Zoom?
Ms. Ferguson will give that to you.
I'll send it to you right now.
Okay, thank you. Because my apologies on today, Your Honor. I thought the Zoom link for yesterday would have worked for today, so I didn't try to contact her this morning with a new Zoom link.
Yes. No, the Zoom links are different each day.
Okay. But I'll contact her right after this hearing, Your Honor, and I'll impress the importance of doing one or the other.
All right, we will see you on Monday. And I believe that is Monday, the 30th.
Thank you, Your Honor. And just for clarification, do you also want me to log on Zoom on that day too?
Yes, you can appear by Zoom or either in person.
Okay, thank you, Your Honor. May I be excused?
All right, be sure to stress upon your client. This would be day 2 that she has not appeared. So Monday is the last day I'm going to give her to appear.
Thank you, Your Honor. I really appreciate it.
All right, thank you. You're welcome.
Have a good day.
All right,
Have a
you
good
two have a
weekend,
great
too.
Friday. I'm going to try. Have a good one. Bye-bye.
All right, bye.
All right, and if everyone will give me a short moment, 10 minutes, please. I have to sign some documents. Sometimes they ask you to mute. And then there's
Matt, you still there? Hello.
All right, everyone, I am back. Matt Stohansky.
Yes, Your Honor.
Yes, what is happening with your client?
Mr. Pedagoni is here. He's got to leave to go have another medical procedure done. We're talking, they made a probation officer. However, there's some.
No. Here's the thing. I don't want to know what the offer is. Today is his plea deadline date. That's what we're here for today. So what's happening?
we can't accept an offer right now because there's some new things on the table.
All right. Okay, well, today was the last day for him to enter a plea. Because we were here, the plea deadline has been extended since January 2021 for medical purposes. And then we were back here on June to be recalled on July 6th. Defense to provide medical documents. And we don't come back on July 6th. We end up coming back on July 9th. And then we're here for a plea deadline date. So.
That is correct. The state's telling me there are 3 new cases out there that are sealed. And I don't think it would be prudent to plead on something with 3 new cases hanging out there.
Who were you concurring with? Who were you conferring with?
Teapot in the back.
Male, female?
Female.
All right, that's Meredith.
Meredith, thank you. Yes.
Let me see if she's in a breakout room. She's in a breakout room number 13. As soon as she comes back, we'll take this matter up.
Yeah, yes, ma'am.
You're welcome. And Melissa Christian, did the state?
Judge, I've taken care of that issue. I sent you a chat that resolves that issue.
All right, okay, thank you. We will get that. And then we need a setting for Mr. Guerra. So do you have all the discovery now or no?
No.
All right, did the state tell you what the issues were with discovery or?
Well, right now, it's just that Mr. Martin isn't in a spot where he can pull that file and look to see what they have and what they don't have. So he's going to do that on Monday, and then we're going to confer by email from there to narrow the issues to see what needs to be brought before the court.
Okay, Norma, on Mr. Guerra, just recall that in 3 weeks for discovery so the court can really know where we are.
17th, Judge.
All right, so we're going to come back on September 17th for discovery issues. And once I receive that document from the clerks, I'll take care of that other matter.
That'd be great. Thank you, Judge.
All right, thank you. Have a great rest of your day.
Thank you. May we be excused?
Yes. Eric Hernandez.
Good afternoon, Your Honor. I spoke with David Martin. They have amended their offer. Mr. McGarity at this time would like to keep it set for trial. He still has yet to come into my office for us to review most of the evidence due to health issues. I don't know if there was a plea deadline on him or not at the last sitting. I know he at the last sitting was unable to participate towards the end because EMS came and had to take him to University Hospital.
Yes. Norma, on Mr. McGarity, give him a 30-day reset, please.
That would be the plea deadline, Your Honor, or is it already passed?
No, that will be the plea deadline date.
Very well. I'll make sure he gets into my office in the next 30 days to review everything. Are we free to go?
No, you need a date.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Norma, what was that?
The 24th, September 24th.
September 24th. Thank you.
All right. Have you received all the discovery?
I have, Your Honor, and I've even reviewed the discovery that they could not upload. I've reviewed that in their office.
All right. So your plea deadline date is going to be September 24th, Mr. McGarity. After that date, the court will not accept any plea bargain agreements. And the only plea the court will accept is a plea that's open to the court. You're excused.
Thank you, Your Honor. Have a good weekend.
Thank you. You too. And then Meredith, I was asking Matt about Mr. Perdigoni, and he said, oh, there are other cases that may be out there. And I said, what's the name of the prosecutor? He's like, I don't know. He's like, the teapot. She had a teapot. And I said, is it male or female? And he's like, female. I'm like, oh, that's Meredith. So
could not come up with Meredith.
On his client, are there cases that are out there?
Yeah, there are 3 sealed at-large cases, Judge, from offense day in May of this year.
Okay. So when do you think you would have anything on that for defense?
I would think in the next 30 days.
All right, and
because it's
Matt, so-
SAPD.
all right, and Matt, are you going to represent him on these new cases as well?
I'm sure I will, Judge.
All right, Norma, can we give a 30-day reset?
Yes, ma'am. I can do, you can do it on a Friday, Judge. I can do the 24th.
All right, we're going to come back on the 24th. At that time, I'm going to see where discovery is. I hope you will have received all the discovery, and then I will give you a new plea deadline date once that's
Judge,
done.
I don't mean to be dense, was that September or October?
September.
Perfect.
Yes. All right, you and your client are excused.
Thank you.
You're welcome. All right, everyone, just give me one moment, please. All right, Jonathan Watkins.
Good afternoon again, Judge. Can you hear me okay?
Yes.
Your Honor, I'm so sorry. I know that the court has a very, very busy schedule. I had tried to reach out to Miss Norma yesterday. Marcus and I got to chat yesterday afternoon.
Mhm.
We had discussed the steps that the parties are going to take to actually have this hearing. I'm going to provide him a list of outstanding items, Judge. I'm going to send that to him in a letter or email correspondence. And he and I were just asking if we could just recall the discovery compliance hearing just for a week or two, because I think he's out today.
Yes. All right, Norma, on Jonathan's case, can you give them a 2-week reset?
Yes, ma'am.
And so that'll give Marcus time when he comes back to confer with you, and then we'll be able to do it. And Norma, if you could again put it on a Friday, because it's discovery issues.
Yes, ma'am. I can do the 10th or the 17th.
Could we have the 17th, Judge?
Yes. All right, we'll see you back on the 17th for discovery. And at that time, if there's anyone who needs to be subpoenaed, subpoena them for that date. Or if you all are able to work out all the discovery issues, then let Ms. Ferguson know.
Yes, ma'am. Absolutely. Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome. Have a great Friday. Have a great weekend.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Before Jonathan leaves, I just have to tell him that his jacket on Zoom looks like an optical illusion.
Okay.
Don't you think? How the way he moves?
Now you've made him move, so it's like
I know it's Friday, so I had to share that thought.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Bye. Bye, Miss
Thank you so much, Judge. You have a beautiful weekend.
Oh, thank you so much. You guys have a great one too. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
And I do have a plea paperwork on Carthan, but Miss Corley, if you'll just give me one moment, please. Kenneth Baker, what is happening with Mr. Arsey?
Your Honor, may I meet with one of the clerks in a breakout room? I want to calculate his credits.
Sure. I'm going to send you to breakout room number 2. And if a clerk could go to number 2, please.
Great. Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome. And James Meyer, what is happening with Paul Hernandez?
I need to speak to Mr. Hernandez on a breakout room. We're having a dispute on a certain matter about no contact orders. warrant or harmful injurious contact order. So I think we're
All right,
kind
I'll
of,
see you to breakout room number 1.
thank you.
All right, Linda, we are ready on your client.
Judge, I just have to say, I get an F today. I totally forgot to change my name.
You did, and I was so disappointed. It broke my heart.
I know I broke my spring, my long string of successes.
Yeah, but you know what? I was like, oh, it's Friday. She'll do it next time. All right, Brenna, we're going to see if this works.
Okay, try it again.
Okay, I'm going to try it again.
Nope.
No. All right, we'll try it one last time. Sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't. I don't know why it does that. Brenda, it's like when it does do it, I'm like holding my breath because I'm like, don't say anything, you'll jinx it. So it works. It's so easy when we do it this way, Linda, because then Brenda can actually see everyone's lips when we take everyone else out and focus on.
Yes, she can see who's speaking. I can imagine this would make it a lot harder for a court reporter doing this video stuff.
Oh yeah. All right, the court is calling 2021 CR 6001. State of Texas versus Eugenia Carthan. I know I'm butchering that last name. Miss Carthan, could you unmute for me, please? How do you pronounce your first name?
It's Eugenia.
Okay, Eugenia, and the last name?
Carthan.
Carthan. Okay. State of Texas versus Eugenia Carthan. Can I have parties announced for the record for the state?
Joe Ray Garcia.
For the defense?
Linda Corley for Courtroom.
All right, and are you Miss Carthan?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, we're proceeding by video because of the pandemic. Any objections from the state?
No, Your Honor.
Any objections from the defense?
No, Your Honor.
Ms. Carthan, I'm showing you what's entitled Defendant's Consent to Appear by Video. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you electronically sign it?
Yes, ma'am.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily consented to appear by video. Next, I'm showing you what's entitled Application for Deferred Adjudication or Community Supervision. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it and did you sign it?
Yes, ma'am.
Sorry, just one moment. My real time has stopped. Oh, it's back now. I don't know why it does that. All right, counsel, I'm going to show you the discovery acknowledgement. Have you received all the discovery in this case and did you review it with your client?
The state has given me everything that I know of, and yes, I have reviewed that with my client, Your Honor.
Court will find that the state is in compliance with discovery. Next, Ms. Cochran, I'm showing you what's entitled True Bill of Indictment. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, do you waive the reading of the indictment?
Yes, Your Honor.
State, are you proceeding on the indictment as presented?
No, Your Honor. The state moves to proceed on the lesser included assault bodily injury family.
No objections, Your Honor.
All right, Ms. Cawthorn, I'm going to show you a document entitled Court's Admonishments and Defendants Waivers and Affidavit of Admonitions. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you electronically sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand you're charged with assault bodily injury family? That's a Class A misdemeanor. The range of punishment is anywhere from up to a $4,000 fine and up to 1 year in the Bexar County Jail. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
If you have a plea bargain agreement with the state, the court does not have to follow your plea bargain agreement. If for any reason the court does not follow your plea bargain agreement and gives you more than you bargained for, the fact that you entered a plea will not be used against you and you will be allowed to withdraw your plea. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Sorry, everyone. I have to drink more water. I've been taking my allergy medication, and so I'm needing a lot of water. Did you understand if you have a plea bargain agreement with the state, the court does not have to follow your plea bargain agreement? If for any reason the court does not follow your plea bargain agreement and gives you more than you bargained for, the fact that you entered a plea will not be used against you and you will be allowed to withdraw your plea. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state will call and the right to remain silent?
Yes,
Did you understand by entering this plea bargain agreement, you were giving up those rights?
yes, ma'am.
And did you intend to give up those rights and enter into a plea bargain agreement in this case?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand if the court were to grant your application for deferred adjudication, if for any reason your deferred adjudication were revoked, the court could find you guilty, not grant you community supervision, and sentence you up to 1 year in the Bexar County Jail and up to a $4,000 fine? Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, has your client been able to provide you with any defenses to this offense?
Yes, Your Honor, we have discussed her defenses.
Do you believe she has a rational as well as a factual understanding of the charges against her?
I do, Judge.
Do you believe she's currently competent and was legally sane at the time of the offense?
I have seen no evidence to say otherwise, Your Honor.
Ms. Carthan, has anyone threatened you, coerced you, or placed you in fear to get you to enter this plea?
No, ma'am.
Has anyone promised you anything other than the plea bargain agreement to get you to enter this plea?
No, ma'am.
Are you satisfied with the way you've been represented?
Yes.
Are you a U.S. citizen?
Yes, ma'am.
Court will find that the defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived her right to jury trial. Next, I'm showing you the plea bargain page. Did you review that page with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
According to the plea bargain agreement, your fine is $1,000 probated. State recommends deferred adjudication. There is an affirmative finding of family violence. No contact with Jeffrey Hernandez. Did you understand with an affirmative finding of family violence, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand with an affirmative finding of family violence, you're not allowed to be designated as a primary custodial parent?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand that to be the entirety of the plea bargain agreement?
Yes.
Defense, is that the plea bargain agreement?
It is, Your Honor.
State, is that the plea bargain agreement?
Yes, Your Honor.
Next, I'm showing you the paragraph entitled Waiver of Appeal. Did you review that paragraph with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you electronically sign it in both places?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you understand by signing that you're waiving your right to appeal? The only items that can be appealed are written pretrial motions that have been filed, heard, and ruled upon by the court. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, have there been any such motions?
No, Your Honor.
Next, I'm showing you outside the plea bargain agreement. The state is requesting that your community supervision be for a term of 2 years. There be 100 hours of community service restitution and the BIPP course. Did you understand those were recommendations from the state and the court does not have to follow those recommendations?
Yes, ma'am.
Then to the offense of assault, bodily injury, family, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
No contest.
State, any evidence to support the defendant's plea?
State offers State Exhibit 1 and all its attachments.
No objections, Your Honor.
Ms. Carthan, I'm going to show you what's entitled Waiver and Consent to Stipulation of Testimony and Stipulations. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you electronically sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, ma'am.
Again, did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state will call and the right to remain silent?
Yes, ma'am. I understand.
Did you understand that today the state will be presenting evidence in the form of witnesses' statements and police reports, but most importantly, there will be no live testimony? Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived and consented to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. The court will accept into evidence State's Exhibits 1 and attachments and review the same. All right, after reviewing State's Exhibits 1 and attachments, the court will find there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty. However, the court will defer finding of guilt as you apply for deferred adjudication. Are you proceeding with sentencing?
Yes, Your Honor.
Anything you wish to say on behalf of your client?
Yes, Your Honor, I know I've talked with her quite a bit, and she regrets this entire incident. She is very much looking forward to completing her probation requirements and looks forward to being able to move forward with her life. We talked a lot about the conflict and what other options she might have had, and she looks to make better decisions in handling that in the future, Your Honor. Outside of that, she does wish to move with some family that is living in another state and county. Would you like me to address that now or wait till after
Yes,
we're
which
done?
county and state?
So it's Marion, Missouri.
No, it's Hannibal.
Well, it's Marion County.
Yeah.
Yes, so that's okay, Eugenia. It's the city of Hannibal is the name of the city she's going to move to, but it's Marion County, Missouri. It's right on the borderline of Illinois. So part of it's considered Marion County and Missouri, and the other part's considered Rawls, Illinois.
When you say Marion County, could you spell Marion, please?
Yes, ma'am. It's Marion.
Oh, okay.
Literally across the bridge, it turns into Rawls, Illinois. So.
Okay. All right, Ms. Carthan, I've read the police report, of course. So what is your relationship with your siblings? Why is this happening between brother and sister?
Well, I moved here to Texas to take care of him. One of my brother, the other one, not Jeffrey, his girlfriend moved in, and we just didn't get along, and it was just so much fighting back and forth, not fighting, but like just words. And they pretty much took her side and let her move in and kind of just pushed me out of the way. I mean, realistically, that's what happened. My brother and her took over my bedroom set, my entire life. And I think I was just so angry that they were choosing somebody that they don't even know. I'm sorry, over me. And I've taken care of them since they were born because our parents weren't good. They were really bad people. And I've literally taken care of them since they were in diapers. And I moved from Missouri because I have children. And I moved all of us up here to take care of my brother. And then this happened, and that's why I want to move back with my kids, because my husband and my kids moved back to Missouri because we're not needed anymore, apparently. I'm sorry.
No problem. So how old are your children?
My boys are 13 and 14. They live in Missouri. My daughter, she lives in Kentucky with her dad.
How old is your daughter who lives in Kentucky?
17.
All right. So Jo Ray, does she have any criminal history or no?
Let me check again. I don't believe so, though, Judge.
No, I've never been in trouble. I don't understand any of this. This is all so much for me.
Oh, would you like to get some tissue? You can go get tissue. That's fine.
I'm sorry, I was trying not to cry, but I'm really hurt. And then like not being able to talk to my brother and him not even wanting to talk to me. Like, I don't even understand that. It just breaks my heart. But there's nothing I can do about it.
Yes, Mr. Garcia?
There's no history, Judge.
Okay. So, Ms. Carthan, so who are you living with now?
I was kicked out on the street, so I finally found someone at Walmart, just somebody I met, and he offered me a room, and so I pay him $500 a month to stay here. But I was living in a hotel for like 4 months because I don't have any family here. Everybody is back in Missouri.
Is there a reason you didn't go back with your husband and children?
They said I had to stay here Oh, I was moving whenever I was packing up all my stuff when all that happened. That was the toaster was mine. I mean, I was packing up everything and I was moving, but then they said I had to stay here when all that happened.
So who is that next to you on the bed over there?
Oh no, there's nobody.
Those clothes? Okay. All right. Thank you. That looked like a blue jean leg. I was like,
No, I don't like people. It's not that I don't like people very much. I just it's easier for me to just be by myself.
okay, no problem. So let me ask you this. If you're given a drug test today, what are the results going to be?
I didn't know I was doing a drug test. I used to smoke marijuana. I don't anymore.
But no, if you're given a drug test today, what are the results going to be?
I will fail for marijuana.
Okay. So anything other than marijuana?
I did drink a couple days ago, but that's not something I normally do. Like,
okay. Anything else?
No, not at all.
Okay, because I'm going to get a drug test from you today so we can see where we are. The reason why I ask for people for drug tests and whether or not they're going to be positive or negative and what they're going to be positive and negative for. Not that I'm going to deny you probation because you've agreed to probation. I'm going to give you probation. I'm going to give you your deferred adjudication. But it's so that I can have conditions for you that will help you be successful on this probation. If people are not honest with me, then that's your fault if you don't have, the proper conditions to help you. So you're telling me that you're only going to be positive for marijuana.
Mm-hmm. And like I said, maybe the alcohol, but I drank like a couple days ago, but I usually don't drink. So I don't know. It was like 3 days ago. So I don't know.
All right. And have you ever used any other drugs in the past other than marijuana?
In the past, yes.
Okay. And what have you used?
I used to be addicted to meth back in 2015, I believe. I started getting clean in like the end of 2015, beginning of 2016. I was seeing a counselor and she told me that I couldn't be around my kids because if she found out that I was like stayed the night with my kids, then she would have my kids taken away. And so that's when I decided it was time to get myself clean because I never wanted anybody to ever tell me that I couldn't be around my children. So
that was was that because of Child Protective Services involved?
No. It was me. I went to anger management. I went to the Cicada, I believe is the name. I did that program for a while. Then like another counselor came and I didn't really like her, but I did it for like a year or something. And then I did also, like I said, I put myself in anger management.
How long have you been in San Antonio?
Since 2011, January 2011.
So you've been taking care of your brother since 2011?
Yep.
With your children here since 2011?
Yes. They just moved in November with their dad because my husband left in August 1st of last year.
Okay. And all right, do you have employment?
Yes, I work for Grubhub. Grubhub and DoorDash is what I normally do, but I also do Amazon. But I haven't been doing it, honestly, because I've been scared to leave the county because I was told I wasn't allowed to leave the county. So a lot of times they'll make you go to like New Braunfels and like other places like that. So I've just been too scared. So because I'm a good girl. I don't usually get in trouble ever. So I just do what I'm told and stay where I'm supposed to stay. I was even kind of scared to move out here because it's like way out, but it's still in Bexar County, but it's still way out from it.
Okay. I'm going to do $1,000 fine. That will be probated, 2 years deferred adjudication, transfer to Hannibal, Missouri, Marion County, but you're not transferred to that county until they actually accept you there.
Okay.
The BIPP course, 100 hours of community service restitution, 48 hours will be waived if you receive the COVID vaccine. Here's the thing, and I want the record to be clear. I'm not forcing anyone to take the COVID vaccine. You don't have to do it if you don't want to do it, but if you do it, 40 hours will be waived. There's an affirmative finding of family violence. There's to be no contact with Jeffrey Hernandez. We'll do a UA today. regular reporting by Zoom or either in person. Regular UAs or patch. Proof of employment within 30 days. No employment as a home health care provider or with minors. Rebecca, is there anything else that she needs?
No, ma'am.
Ms. Carthan, is there anything else that you need from the court in order to be successful?
No, I don't think so.
Okay. Let me find that document. I'm going to show you what's entitled. Oh, we lost your video, Ms. Carthan. All right, Ms. Carthan, I'm going to show you a document entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it and did you sign it?
Yes, ma'am.
Because this is a plea bargaining agreement, because I followed your plea bargaining agreement, and because you waived your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, good luck to you. I'm going to send you to a breakout room with probation. They'll go over conditions with you. All right.
Okay.
Judge,
Yes.
real quick before, can she have permission to go ahead and move to Hannibal, Missouri and report to probation by Zoom until everything gets transferred?
I tried to do that once and was informed through the interstate compact, that it's not allowed. However, there may be something that's different for misdemeanors. If you find out that there's, because I just deal with felony cases, if you find out that there's a different law for people who are charged with misdemeanor cases, then the court will consider that.
Okay, thank you, Judge.
My understanding of the law is that I'm not to ascend or allow someone who's charged and on probation in this county to another county without that county accepting their probation. Because they would still have to, somebody would have to supervise them. But if you find case law or some type of law that's different, because she's on misdemeanor probation now instead of felony probation, of course, I'll consider it.
Okay. Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome. I'm going to send you all to breakout room number 2. Probation will meet you there and go over conditions. And Rebecca, I don't have another case for probation at this time, so you can go in that breakout room.
Okay, thank you, Judge.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Judge. Y'all have a good weekend.
All right, thank you. You too. And you guys be careful going home, because I'm looking out of the window. There are storm clouds.
I'm thankful I'm at home, but it's been thundering and pouring down where I am.
Don't say that too loud. My mom is listening. I promise I'll be careful going home. Okay.
Thank you.
All right,
Bye
you're
now.
welcome.
Have
And
a good
Miss-
week. Thank you.
Oh, thank you so much. And if you go to breakout room number 2, probation will meet you there.
Okay, thank you.
Mr. Cox, on your case, Mr. Sanchez, on that one, the state had to go.
Leave. Yeah.
Yes.
Can we recall it?
Yes.
Okay, we
Because
can
I didn't
recall
want
it.
you to wait the 45 minutes. They're telling me 45 minutes, but you never know how time will go. So
We'll do
we can
it
recall it
Tuesday.
for next Friday of next week if the court coordinator thinks that's a good day. And if that's a
That's
good day
fine.
for you.
Yes, ma'am.
That's fine.
Oh, wait, next Friday, Judge?
Oh, no, I'm so sorry. You're right,
It's
Norma,
a-
not
it's up
next
to you,
Friday.
Judge.
No. I'm
You wanna call it
trying
the
to,
following Friday?
yes.
What about next Tuesday? I mean, Thursday?
If you want, it's up to you.
Yeah. Do
Okay.
you want that?
We can do it on a Wednesday. You want to do it on Wednesday, Cornelius? Because Thursdays are a huge docket.
The 31st or the 1st?
The first.
Okay, the 1st.
The first.
Okay.
Yeah, because
That'll
Thursdays
work.
are a huge docket and you'll be crowded on Thursday.
Okay, the 1st will be fine.
All right.
All right, and Cornelius, you know what I was thinking about when you were saying on a Tuesday? Whenever I see Cornelius, he always tell me, I would gladly do this on, you're
I'll
on
pay
mute,
you
Cornelius.
Tuesday. I'll gladly pay you Tuesday for a hamburger today.
Cornelius, here's the problem. We have
don't-
so many young people on
young
this
people,
Zoom, they don't
they
know
have
about
no
the
idea.
Sunday morning cartoons.
They no idea who Popeye is.
No, they
Or
don't.
Wimpy. Who Wimpy? But anyway.
All
at
right,
least
we will.
they always get an education here, Judge. All right, the 31st.
All right, we will see
Or
you
the
then.
first. We said the first or 31st? First.
It's the first.
All right. Thank you, Judge.
All right, thank you.
Okay.
14A. Call.
But at least the grass will get watered.
Is it raining downtown yet?
No, there's just some lightning, but no rain. But it's cloudy. But I think everyone's lawn will get watered. It would be a shame if there's just thunder and then there's no rain, which has been known to happen.
Too.
Oh,
well.
Yes. All right, Kenneth Baker on, and Norman, can you let them know that 14A can go back? Mr. Sanchez, could you unmute yourself for me?
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Sanchez, on your case, we're going to come back on September 1st.
Okay.
And all right, and then your attorney will hopefully get the discovery from the state and we will proceed.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, have a good rest of your day. Norman, can you let them know that 14A can go back? All right, Mr. Baker on Mr. Arsey.
Yes, Judge, I never, I was waiting for a clerk. No one ever came.
Okay, we're going to make sure that happens.
Okay, that sounds good.
All right, let me find you. I'm going to send you to number 3, and I'm just going to move a clerk to number 3.
Thank you, Judge.
Lupe, could you go to breakout room number 3, please?
Yes, Judge.
All right, Norma, the attorneys we have left are, is Albert Gutierrez going to be here on Dotson?
Give me 1 second, Judge. I'll tell you in just a second.
Thank you. Mr. Meyer, do you have all the paperwork on your client?
I think we have it all there.
I'm sending you to breakout room number 1. Please do not leave until all the paperwork is done.
Sure.
Thank you.
Judge, can I see you in a breakout room?
Just one moment. Yes, I'll see you in breakout room number 4. Mr. Hernandez, has your client, Mr. Hernandez, been sworn in, Mr. Myron?
Yes, he has. Told that he was good to go and we're ready.
All right, just give me one moment. Mr. Locke, after I take care of this matter in a breakout room, I'll come back and address Mr. Tucson.
I'm just going to go in the breakout room with Mr. Garcia real quick, if you don't mind, Judge. Joe Ray?
Yeah, go back to the one you're in. I'll meet you in there right now.
Cool, man.
All right.
Is there anyone that's a co-host that can put me in a breakout room with Mr. Arsey, or do I gotta wait till Lorma comes back?
I can't.
Oh, awesome. Thanks.
Norma, you were saying something else and I ended up leaving too soon, but okay.
I'll chat you.
All right, thank you. All right, Paul Hernandez. Is there a I'm sorry, before Paul Hernandez, Shannon Locke. Shannon Locke.
I think you went to a breakout room.
Okay. All right, then we'll take up Paul Hernandez. Who's the prosecutor?
Is that a family violence case?
Joey?
Yes, it's a family violence case.
Yeah, Joey Garcia.
I can text him. Hold on.
All right, thank you. Yep, it's joining again. So we are where we are.
Judge, he's texting me the terms. I can do the plea.
Okay, thank you. All right, the court is calling 2020 CR 8465, State of Texas versus Paul Hernandez. May I have the parties announced for the record for the state,
Meredith McIntyre for the state.
for the defense?
James Marat, court-appointed attorney for defendant Paul Hernandez.
All right, and are you Paul Hernandez? You need to unmute. Are you Paul Hernandez?
Yes, ma'am.
We're proceeding by video. Any objections from the state?
No, Your Honor.
No, Your
Any
Honor.
objections from the defense?
No, Your Honor.
Mr. Hernandez, I'm showing you what's entitled defendant's consent to appear by video. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you
Yes,
electronically
ma'am.
sign it? Court will find that defendant
Yes, ma'am.
has knowingly and voluntarily consented to a plea by video. Next, showing you what's entitled application for deferred adjudication or community supervision. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you sign it?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, Mr. Hernandez, there's a lot of noise going on where you are. You're gonna need to find a place where there isn't so much noise and chatter. Counsel, I'm showing you the discovery acknowledgement. Have you received all the discovery in this case, and did you review it with your client?
Yes, I have. Yes, I have, Your Honor.
Court will find that the state is in compliance with discovery. Mr. Hernandez, I'm showing you what's entitled true bill of indictment. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, do you waive the reading of the indictment?
Yes.
State, are you proceeding on the indictment as presented?
Your Honor, the state is waiving the repeater enhancement paragraph.
Any objections?
No objection.
Mr. Hernandez? Yeah,
Yes,
I don't
ma'am.
know. Mr. Hernandez, I'm going to show you what's entitled court admonishments and defendants affidavit. Admonishments and affidavit. Did you, waivers and affidavit of admonishments, did you review that document with your attorney? Did you
Yes, ma'am.
understand it? Did you electronically sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, ma'am.
You understand what you're charged with is assault, family violence, second, that's a third-degree felony. The range of punishment is anywhere from 2 to 10 years in prison and up to $10,000 fine. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
If you have a plea bargain agreement with the state, the court does not have to follow your plea bargain agreement. If for any reason the court does not follow your plea bargain agreement and gives you more than you bargained for, the fact that you enter a plea will not be used against you and you will be allowed to withdraw your plea. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state will call and the right to remain silent?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand by entering this plea bargain agreement, you were giving up those rights?
Yes, ma'am.
And did you intend to give up those rights and enter into a plea bargain agreement in this case?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand if the court were to grant your application for deferred adjudication, if for any reason your deferred adjudication were revoked, the court could find you guilty and sentence you up to 10 years in prison? Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, has your client been able to provide you with any defenses to this offense?
Yes. Yes, he has.
Do you believe he has a rational as well as a factual understanding of the charges against him?
Yes, I do.
Do you believe he's currently competent and was legally sane at the time of the offense?
Yes.
Mr. Hernandez, has anyone threatened you, coerced you, or placed you in fear to get you to enter this plea?
No, ma'am.
Has anyone promised you anything other than the plea bargain agreement to get you to enter this plea?
No, ma'am.
Are you satisfied with the way you've been represented?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you a U.S. citizen?
Yes, ma'am.
Court will find that the defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived his right to jury trial. Showing you the plea bargain page. Did you review that page with your attorney and did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
According to the plea bargain agreement, the state is waiving the repeat enhancement allegation, asking that your punishment be assessed at 4 years in the prison. There's a $1,500 fine. The state recommends community supervision. There's an affirmative finding of family violence. There's to be no contact with Valerie. and it's Valarie, Cortez, Cortez. Do you understand, with an affirmative finding of family violence, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand, with an affirmative finding of family violence, you're not allowed to be designated as primary custodial parent?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, is that the plea bargain agreement?
Background noise, but yeah, it is the plea bargain agreement to extent that we were open on the no contact order issue. Mr. Hernandez would consider in the alternative to a no contact order, a no harmful and injurious contact order.
State, is that the agreement?
It's my understanding that the paperwork says no contact, correct, Judge?
That is correct.
And I believe that was what the agreement was.
Well, then it's not the agreement, because with Joey Garcia, we had agreed that the state would go open on the no contact order.
See, Judge, no good deed goes unpunished. Let me tell you, Ray.
All right. It does not. Brenda, I try to tell people that all the time, but still, we still do good deeds. Brenda River is watching the world go by behind him.
Keeping the streets safe.
Yeah, he is. Hunter, they have you in a room with no pictures on the wall. Do I need to do a proof of life or something?
Everything is fine and you should not be alarmed. I'm in the jury room.
Oh, oh, get out of here. Wow. Okay.
There was another meeting going on upstairs, so I came down here.
Okay.
What happened on Rudy Arsey?
Oh, they're still in a breakout room.
Oh, okay.
And so we shall see.
Your Honor, I believe Joe Ray was going to come back out and address that issue since I didn't have the conversations.
Okay.
Yes, Judge, I'm here.
All right. We will go back on the record. Where we left off, Mr. Garcia, is the defense is saying that your agreement was that the no contact order with Valarie Cortez was outside the agreement. Is that correct?
Yes, Judge. After the fact, we spoke about it and the state agreed to go open. Our recommendation is going to be for a no contact.
All right. Then Mr. Hernandez, could you unmute? Did you understand that to be the entirety of the plea bargain agreement?
Yes, ma'am.
Defense, is that the plea bargain agreement?
It is, Your Honor.
State, is that the plea bargain agreement?
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Hernandez, I'm showing you what's entitled waiver of appeal. Did you review that paragraph with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you electronically sign it in both places?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand by signing that you're waiving your right to appeal? The only items that can be appealed are written pretrial motions that have been filed, heard, and ruled upon by the court. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Counselor, have there been such motions? Have there been any such motions?
No, Your Honor.
Next, I'm showing you outside the plea bargain agreement. The state is requesting that your community supervision be for a term of 4 years. There'll be 120 hours of community service restitution. the BIPP course and parenting classes. Did you understand those were recommendations from the state and the court does not have to follow those recommendations?
Yes, ma'am.
Then to the offenses charged, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
No contest.
State any evidence to support the defendant's plea?
It offers State's Exhibit 1 and all its attachments.
Objection.
Mr. Hernandez, I'm showing you what's titled wavering consent to testimony. I'm sorry, wavering consent to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you electronically sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, ma'am.
Again, did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call and the right to remain silent?
Yes, ma'am.
You understand that today the state will be presenting evidence in the form of witnesses' statements and police reports, but most importantly, there will be no live testimony.
Yes, ma'am.
The court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived and consented to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. The court will accept into evidence State's Exhibits 1 and attachments, and the court will review the same. All right, after reviewing State's Exhibits 1 and attachments, the court will find there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty. The court will find you guilty. Are you proceeding with sentencing? Are we proceeding with sentencing, Mr. Myron?
Yes.
Is there anything you wish to say on behalf of your client?
Well, I think Mr. Hernandez wants the court to consider a no harmful and injurious contact order with Valerie Cortez, an alternative to what we have in a plea agreement, which is the no contact order with Valerie Cortez.
Why?
Right. Valerie Cortez is the mother of 3 children. They have 3 children together, an 8-year-old, 6-year-old, and a 2-year-old. And he had been cohabitating, living as a household since August 2020 after his release from his last prison trip. And on his release, he had been adjusting to the family and they had worked through a CPS service plan, 262 termination service plan in the family court. In result of that, essentially made the mom the primary conservator, where he had supervised visitation rights with a third party, but always under the supervision of the mother. So no contact order would certainly be chilling in matters regarding for him to see his children or visiting his children or having any kind of meaningful relationship with his children, because it's always going to have to go through the mom to reach out to them. Now, I've even gotten unsolicited emails and letters from Ms. Cortez asking that this NCO be dropped for these particular reasons. She's told me that they've worked through their problems, but she believes that for matters regarding the family and for their kids, that the NCO would certainly be a detriment and to a positive and a good family relationship. We asked that the no harmful injurious contact would adequately protect Ms. Cortez and in the future, but while also nurturing a good relationship with family. Paul understands he's working through some issues and as well as controlling his emotions, but family certainly is important to him, and he wants to continue that bond. He's worked through, I think the custody order had him at supervised visitations, and now with time, he's able to been graduated to a overnight visitations with his kids. And he hopes to continue the progress in getting back with the kids. An NCO would certainly set things back for him, and we asked the court to consider and no harmful injurious in alternative to no contact, Your Honor.
I want to know, what was he just being released from prison for?
Paul, you did a trip, right? You're on mute. Are you there?
I was, yes, I'm sorry. I was in jail for, it was a possession charge that I had, which was from about 2018. And I went and sat in the county jail for a couple of months and they let me out. I was sentenced to 6 months to a year in jail for 1244A, and I completed it by staying in the county for 6 months.
All right. I have a few questions. So, Mr. Hernandez.
Yes, ma'am.
So why were you pulling her out of the car by her hair?
I have no recollection of that, man. I really don't. I don't remember. I at this time, I wasn't even staying with Valerie. I was not even nowhere around her. But no, I was not.
Nope.
But I'm going through with this.
Let me explain to you. I've read
That's
the
fine.
police reports.
Yeah, I know. I read it myself.
So you and your girlfriend.
I don't.
That's what it says here. Well, not girlfriend. It says some unknown female. Victim stated suspect is her ex-boyfriend and the father to her children. Victim stated suspect arrived with another unknown female in the car driving. Victim stated she began to yell at the suspect for being a freeloader and using her all her time and money for his own needs. Victim stated she was emotional and upset about the relationship they once had together. Victim stated suspect reached back to hit her in the seat. So that means that the victim was in the back seat. The driver was this unknown female and you were in the front seat. At that time, the unknown female driving stopped the car and told the victim to get out. Victim stated suspect then came around to her door and pulled her from the vehicle. Victim stated as suspect pulled her from the vehicle, she saw the unknown female coming towards her aggressively. Victim stated she clenched her fist and was ready to fight. Victim stated at that time, suspect pulled her down by her hair and punched her a few times on the back of her head. Victim stated this caused pain and swelling to that area. Victim stated that the suspect and the unknown female then got into the car and drove away. So, why are you punching the mother of the children the mother of your children? That's my question.
Ma'am, I already stated what I had to state. I'm sorry if you don't believe me. I'm sticking to my story. I did not hit that woman. I was nowhere near that woman. I was living with Alex Silva off of Blanco Road. I was nowhere near this woman.
So do you want a jury trial?
No, I don't want a jury trial. I'm just trying to get over with this case. I didn't do nothing. It's already been said.
Then it sounds like you want a jury trial.
They even have, I don't want a jury trial. I don't want no jury trial. I'm already sentenced.
No, I have not sentenced you yet. It sounds to me like you want a jury trial. Mr. Myrick, does your client want a jury trial?
No, I don't.
Oh, so. What it appears, but it's up to him. Come on.
Well, I can tell you right now, I'm not going to allow contact. And so my question is, why was there supervision of his children? Was Child Protective Services involved in this?
Yes, because we were both drug addicts at the time. Very bad drug addicts.
All right, so there we go. So obviously Child Protective Services doesn't want him to have any unsupervised contact. And if there is, I don't know if their parental rights were terminated or not. I don't know if his parental rights were terminated. Were your parental rights terminated, Mr. Hernandez?
No, they were not. No.
So while you all were both, as you say, doing drugs and were drug addicts, who were taking care of the children?
Her cousin.
All right. And if you're drug tested today, what are the results going to be?
Come out for methadone.
All right, this is what the court is going to do. The court has sentenced you to 4 years in prison, suspended and probated for 4 years. $1,500 fine. Affirmative finding of family violence. No contact with Valerie, V-A-L-A-R-I-E, Cortez, C-O-R-T-Z. Parenting classes. BIP course. And those parenting classes are going to be with Compadre y Compadre. 120 hours of community service restitution. I'll waive 40 hours if you obtain the vaccine. Want the record to be clear, I'm not forcing anyone to get a COVID vaccine, but if you get the COVID vaccine or you've had the COVID vaccine and you present proof and documentation that if it's a one-shot vaccine, you've done the one shot, or if it's a two-shot vaccine, you've done the 2 shots, the court will waive 40 hours. Regular Zoom reporting or in person. Random UAs or the patch. Refer him to felony drug court. Proof of employment within 30 days. No employment as a home health care provider or with minors. No unsupervised contact with minors. And that means any minors. Rebecca, is there anything else he needs?
No, ma'am.
Mr. Hernandez, is there anything else you need from this court in order to be successful in probation? I'm sorry, you muted. You're muted.
No, ma'am.
Show you what's entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it and did you electronically sign it?
Yeah. Ma'am.
Because this is a plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, and because you waive your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Because this is a felony conviction and because there's an affirmative finding of family violence, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition. Do you understand? You're on mute. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, Mr. Hernandez, good luck to you. We can go off the record. Mr. Hernandez, I understand that people do methadone, but don't make methadone your new drug where you're on it for 10, 15 years. Because that is still a drug and people still do not function appropriately when they're on that drug. I'm going to send you to breakout room number 2. Probation will go over conditions with you. Mr. Meyer, you go to breakout room number 2. Do not leave breakout room number 2 until conditions are completed.
Just what's one, since we're off the record, with absolute complete compliance and of those conditions of his probation, would the court entertain a motion to modify the no contact order further down the road?
Yes.
Okay, so thank you.
All right, you're welcome. And if you could go to the breakout room, and probation will be in the breakout room.
Thank you.
All right, Shannon Locke, you have Mr. Toussaint. Thank you for patiently waiting. What is happening?
Your Honor, I've conferred with Mr. Garcia. This is an extremely complex legal case. Our plea deadline is today, and that's fine. I don't think that, I think chances of this working out by plea agreement is going to be extraordinarily small, but I am providing information to the DA's office. As much as these plea deadlines may not help get it resolved by plea, I think it does help us to talk and to continue to try to get the case dismissed. So that's exactly where we
where
are.
is this? What I want to know is where is this case heading? That's my question.
I mean, optimistically, Your Honor, I think that it should be dismissed. If it's not going to get dismissed, I think it'll go to trial.
All right. So is there something that is missing? Is there anything else that's needed?
No, that's not the issue for sure. It's just a very complicated situation. It involves appellate decisions from the Tennessee courts of appeals, the Missouri courts of appeals, Bexar County orders. It's just it's a lot to wade through, and so.
So when you say it involves appeals on what issue? Appeals on this case specifically, or just appeals on the issue of interference with custody in general?
There were custody orders that were issued out of Tennessee. Those were appealed. In the meantime, there were custody orders issued out of Missouri based on those Tennessee orders, and so it's as complicated as that, Your Honor. And then Mr. Toussaint was in Bexar County, and then the issue is whether or not he knew he was violating the Tennessee orders and the Missouri orders. And
all right, I don't want to get too much in the facts. So, Mr. Garcia, is there more information you need in order to make a decision as far as where this case is going, if it's going to trial or not trial? Because we've been coming back since May.
Judge, I did receive some information from defense when we were in the breakout room.
Okay.
It's something to review and read over. It's not short.
All right. So is 30 days enough time for you, State?
Yes.
All right, Norma, can you recall Mr. Toussaint in 30 days?
Yes, ma'am. You want it on a Friday, Judge?
Yes.
We can do the 24th. I think that's.
All right, is the 24th enough time, Mr. Garcia, or do you need more time than that?
That should be enough, Judge.
All right, so we'll come back on September 24th.
Your Honor.
All right, you're welcome.
Have a good weekend.
All right, thank you. You too.
Am I the last one? Am I?
No, you are not the last one. We have Mr. Baker in a breakout room.
Okay. All right, Judge. Well, have a good weekend anyway.
All right, you too. Thank you.
Take care.
All right, if everyone will give me a moment. And Tom, on Cornelius Cox's case, it was reset.
Until next week or in general?
Let me find him. It was reset for September 1st.
Okay, that's
All
good.
right. Thank you. All right, if everyone will give me a 5-minute break, please, and I will be right back. And remember, we're still live.
Mr. Baker. Mr. Baker?
Who's that? Is that you, Mr. Arsey?
Yes, sir.
Do you need me back in the breakout room or
Yeah, just quick.
see if we're still there? Mr. Arsey, we'll just wait till the host comes back. We'll get.
Mr. Baker, I'll move you guys to another breakout room.
Oh, okay, great.
All right, Mr. Baker?
Yes, Your Honor, we have an agreement. I've just let the prosecution, the state know that we have an agreement, so we'll just wait for the paperwork if the court can take it up today.
Yes, we can take
Okay.
that up today. And then what I'll do is, Mr. Arsey, if you'll go to breakout room number 1, and Mr. Baker, if you go to 1, they will get their paperwork to you.
Great. Okay, that sounds great, Judge. Thank you.
Sure. Rebecca, did you need Mr. Hernandez back?
No, I told him he could leave.
All right, Mr. Hernandez, you can leave.
Oh, thank you, ma'am. That's what I was gonna ask. Thank you so much. I'm sorry.
No problem.
Okay.
Norma?
Yes, ma'am.
Lee, we have the paperwork. I'm just waiting for the clerks to give it to me, so that will be it.
Okay, I'll be right back, Judge, in about 20 minutes.
All
I'll
right,
be
no
in and out.
problem.
I can still hear you.
All right, thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Judge, can you send me to that breakout room?
Yes, I will. I'll do that right now. It's
thank you.
breakout room number 1.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. You are back.
Yes, Judge, sorry, I heard my client calling as I left the breakout room.
Oh, no problem. Robert just went to breakout room number 1 to swear him in.
Oh, great, okay.
Sure, no problem. Oh, Mr. Arsey, can you go back to, let me send you to number 2. The clerk needs to swear you in. And then we'll take it up. All right, which case are we proceeding on, Mr. Baker?
You're going to be 2019 CR 13427.
The evading judge.
All right, thank you. All right, defense, did you file did you sign the discovery acknowledgement?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, the court doesn't have a copy of a signed one, So can you make
I'll
sure-
forward, I can forward you one, Judge.
All right, thank you. All right, then we're going to go on the record. Court is calling 2019 CR 13427, State of Texas versus Rudy Arsey. Can I have parties announced for the record for the state,
Meredith McIntyre for the state.
for the defense?
Eric Baker for Rudy Arsey, Your Honor,
And
who's
are you-
present via video conference.
Thank you. And are you Mr. Arsey?
Yes, ma'am.
We're proceeding by video because of the pandemic. Any objection from the state or the defense?
No, Your Honor.
No, Your Honor.
Mr. Arsey, I'm showing you what's entitled Defendant's Consent to Appear by Video. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you sign it?
Yes, ma'am.
Court will find the defendant has knowingly and voluntarily consented to appear by video. Defense, have you received all the discovery in this case, and did you review it with your client?
Yes, Your Honor.
Court will find that the state is in compliance with discovery. Mr. Arsey, I'm going to show you what's entitled True Bill of Indictment. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you
Yes, ma'am.
understand it?
Yes, ma'am, I did.
Counsel, do you waive the reading of the indictment?
So waived, Your Honor.
State, are you proceeding on the indictment as presented?
The state waives the habitual enhancement paragraph.
Any objection?
No, Your Honor. No objection.
Mr. Arsey, I'm showing you what's entitled Court's Admonishment and Defendant's Waivers and Affidavit of Admonitions. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you electronically sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, ma'am, I did.
Did you understand what you're charged with is evading in a vehicle? That's a third-degree felony. The range of punishment is anywhere from 2 to 10 years in prison and up to $10,000 fine. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
If you have a plea bargain agreement with the state, the court does not have to follow your plea bargain agreement. If for any reason the court does not follow your plea bargain agreement and gives you more than you bargained for, the fact that you entered a plea will not be used against you and you will be allowed to withdraw your plea. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state will call and the right to remain silent?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand by entering this plea bargain agreement, you were giving up those rights?
Yes.
And did you intend to give up those rights and enter into a plea bargain agreement in this case?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, has your client been able to provide you with any defenses to this offense?
Yes, Your Honor. He was very involved.
Do you believe he has a rational as well as a factual understanding of the charges against him?
Yes, I do.
Do you believe he's currently competent and was legally sane at the time of the offense?
Yes, I do, Judge.
Mr. Arsey, has anyone threatened you, coerced you, or placed you in fear to get you to enter this plea?
No, ma'am.
Has anyone promised you anything other than the plea bargain agreement to get you to enter this plea?
No, ma'am.
Are you satisfied with the way you've been represented?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you a U.S. citizen?
Yes, ma'am.
Court will find that the defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived his right to jury trial. State defense, I'm reading the plea bargain page and it appears that one of the numbers is cut off on one of the indicted cases. So the cases I have to be taken in consideration, and I'm only talking about the cases that have been indicted, is 2019 CR 13428, 2019 CR 9528B, and then I have 2020 CR and it's cut off.
2551, Judge.
Yes.
That's correct, Judge. It should be 2551. Sorry about that.
Oh, no problem. Thank you.
And Your Honor, for the record, it's the party's intention in this list is to dispose of all outstanding indicted cases.
Okay.
Correct, Judge.
All right, thank you. And let me check for a moment. All right, and it appears from the docketing sheet and what's in the plea bargain agreement that does satisfy that. Mr. Arsey, I'm showing you the plea bargain page. Did you review it with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
According to the plea bargain agreement, punishment is to be assessed at 8 years in the prison. There's a $1,500 fine. There are no applications. The state will take in consideration the following county court cause numbers: 634, 139, 624, 636, 624, 635. The following indicted cases: 2019 CR 13428, 2019 CR 9528B, and 2020 CR 2551. Did you understand that to be the plea bargain agreement?
Yes, ma'am.
Defense, is that the plea bargain agreement?
It is, Your Honor.
State, is that the plea bargain agreement?
Yes, Your Honor.
Next, I'm going to show you the paragraph entitled Waiver of Appeal. Did you review that paragraph with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you electronically sign it in both places?
Yes, ma'am, I did.
Did you understand by signing that you're waiving your right to appeal? The only items that can be appealed are written pretrial motions that have been filed, heard, and ruled upon by the court. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, have there been any such motions?
No, Your Honor.
Then, Mr. Arsey, to the offense as charged in the indictment, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
No contest, ma'am.
State any evidence to support the defendant's no contest plea.
State offers State's Exhibit 1 and all attachments.
No objection, Your Honor.
Mr. Arsey, I'm going to show you what's entitled waiver and consent to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you electronically sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, ma'am, I did.
Again, did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state will call, and the right to remain silent?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand that today the state will be presenting evidence in the form of witnesses' statements and police reports, but most importantly, there will be no live testimony? Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Court will find that the defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived and consented to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. The court will accept into evidence State's Exhibits 1 and attachments, and the court will review the same. All right, after reviewing State's Exhibits 1 and attachments, the court will find there's sufficient evidence to find you guilty, and the court will find you guilty. Are we proceeding with sentencing?
We would request that, Judge.
All right, anything you wish to say on behalf of your client?
No, Your Honor, except for I've got to know this client, and I really believe that he's going to do his time and come out and be a good citizen. And he's got a lot of support when he gets out on the outside, and I think it's a fair plea bargain.
All right. Then the court will follow your plea bargain agreement, sentence you to 8 years in prison, a $1,500 fine, time and money to run concurrent, give you credit for any time served. Take in consideration county court cause number 634-139, 624-636, 624-635, 2019 CR 13428, 2019 CR 9528B, 2020 CR 2551. Is there anything else from either side with regards to sentencing?
Only, Judge, that he's requesting the court award him his back time, which I'm sure he.
Yes, Mr. Arsey, you will receive any credit for any time that you've been in custody on this case. Do you understand?
Thank you, ma'am.
You're welcome. I'm going to show you what's entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you sign it?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, because this is a plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, because you waive your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, and because this is a felony conviction, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, with that, we'll go off the record. Mr. Arsey, how old are you?
35.
35? Okay, so here's the speech. And this is the speech. I'm sure you've heard it because you've been here before. You've got to change your ways. Otherwise, you're going to wake up, you're going to have spent the majority of your life in prison. You're getting close to that point in your time in life where you have more of your life behind you than in front of you, right? I'm in my 50s. More of my life is behind me than in front of me. So you're going to have to start making better decisions and better choices, because otherwise, what's going to end up happening, you're going to be at the prison. Some young person is going to come in. They're going to ask, how are things run around here? And somebody's going to say, you need to ask Grandpa Arsey. They're going to say, who is Grandpa Arsey? Oh, he's the longest guy who's been there. And you're going to look up, it's going to be you. So don't be that person. You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Good luck to you, Mr. Arsey.
Thank you.
Welcome. Norman, can we, to the clerks, can you let them know that L2 can go back, please?
Yes, Judge. Thank you, Judge, and may I be excused and
Yes. Thank you.
thank you. Have a great weekend. Thank you, Mary.
All right, you too. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
All right, everyone, this is our Friday. It's hard to believe it's Friday. So everyone, have a great weekend. Stay safe. I'll see you all on Monday at 9 a.m. So, yay.
Have a good weekend. I think Hunter was gonna do like the hand fill out dismissals on those. It's easier than sending that many.
Hunter,
are
Hi.
you in the courtroom?
All right, thank you, Hunter.
That's what we call a tag team right there.
I didn't want to get off YouTube without saying bye to mom.
Oh, a virtual tag, you're it, Hunter. Okay.